Going live. Hey, all right. What's going on, party people? This your man Griff. Actually, look a little scruffy here, but I'm here. Yeah, we might get a special guest tonight, y'all. We might get a special guest. She over there. She over there hiding. We might get a special guest. What's going on, people? What's going on? What's going on? I'm trying to see if this special guest gonna show up. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. The wife, Miss Griffin. Miss Griff. Yep. She decided to. What's going on, Tam? Yeah, she decided to pop in and everything. So
just for a minute.
Yeah.
About to roll out.
What's going on? Yep, Uncle Griff in the house. Hey, what's up? What's up, y'all? What's going on? Yeah. Hey, like I said, I'm excited for y'all new notaries. And I'm gonna tell y'all why in a second. I was gonna pre-record this, but I said no, I'm just gonna do it live and everything. And
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Mama Grill. Good notary.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hi,
Yeah.
good notary.
Yeah. Well, I tell y'all, as people hopping in here, I tell y'all, these last 2 days have been whew, been amazing. Sunday, no, was it Sunday? No, Saturday, Tam went out with me and we did a closing over there. She viewed that. Then or was it Sunday? I can't remember. No, and then Sunday no, it was Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday. Sunday we did the closing. Told y'all I'm tired. Sunday we did it. Yeah, she's Auntie Grill. Yeah, what's going on now, IT guy? Yeah, Sunday. So Sunday we did that. I have to say, there was the whole scenario was, to me, it was perfect for her to see because we get in there, we're trying to do the signing, and then the young fella in there, he was I guess her man or some dude was there, and he decided to turn the TV on, blasting, playing, NFL games, just got the noise just blasting. So, and like I said, again, we got those little pop-up kids, they sneaking around, but it was good. It was real, real good. And I know she learned a lot. I learned a lot also, and everything. And then Monday was good. I think I had 3 signings, and all of a sudden I picked up a fourth one. So that worked out well. And the fourth one worked out because it ended up being with a real estate agent. So that was a great opportunity for me to talk to them and do a little bit of a sales pitch to them. And one of the things, and for those of you who are e-notaries, you need to pitch that. Why? Is because every real estate agent that I've talked to about being, the fact that I'm an e-notary, they nope, I ain't doing that one. Yeah, I ain't doing that one. Nah, I'm gonna leave that one for Tam. Yeah, but they like the fact that a notary is an e-notary because the gentleman told me, he said he has clients all over the country because he's also in the military, and he needs a notary sometimes, and an e-notary will help out, to be able to get online with them. So if you're an e-notary, make sure you pitch that to your people. Let them know, hey, I'm an e-notary, ... and I'm going to be helping people understand how all of that works, with the RON and the proper platform. What's going on? TXB for you. What's going on? But I wanted to tell y'all, Yeah, and then yeah, Thursday was yesterday that went well, and then today was awesome. And then it went crazy because I ended up having a flat tire, and I went to my first signing. Everything was cool, great couple. It was a unique situation because it was a two building in Virginia Beach. They have these buildings where they side by side, and they're actual regular homes, but they're so big. I mean, it looked like one building. And the guy, he had actually bought both. He said he didn't want anybody living in the room in a building above him or the house part above him, so he just bought both. So he had some money. He did a refinance. But on the way from that to my second one, my tire went flat. So got that straightened out. And for those of you, you may want to look at, I tell you, because I rent, and I tell you, it was good that I rent the car because all I had to do was just turn it in to the rental car people. They gave me another one. I don't know if they're gonna let me keep the one they gave me, which is a Land Rover. That Land Rover is nice. It goes right along with the notorious BMG Big Money Griff. But yeah, I'm gonna have to find a way. She knows if I can find a way, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna find a way to keep that Land Rover. That thing is nice. It ain't going back nowhere. But but the big thing I wanted to talk to y'all about was that I'm very, very excited. Yeah, I want to be in that land. I'm telling you, that thing is nice. The main thing I want to talk to y'all about is that I'm real excited because I know most of y'all, I know the videos don't make its rounds. Y'all seen the video of Mark Wills talking to the guy who's made $110,000 just from signing services. And I like that video. I listened to it. I didn't get a chance to listen to everything. I listened to about maybe the first 10 minutes or so. But I'm gonna tell y'all, if you listen to that video, a lot of what I've shared with y'all is what he did. And what he did is what I'm doing. And when I ran my numbers a couple of days ago, looking at what I made just this year alone, following basically the same model that he did and that he is doing, I've pulled in over 53,000 part-time and then just only being full-time for the last 6 weeks. So working with signing companies does work. And a lot of people poo-poo on, the signing companies. They act as if, the only way to really make some money is direct. You can make money both ways, but like he said, he's doing 5 to 7 a day, getting $100 on average, and that's basically where I'm at. When I looked at my numbers about 2 or 3 days ago, what's going on, Tasha Reed? And one of the things I realized this months ago. Okay, it's not just now, but I realized this months ago. That's why my wife would tell you I started really working toward going full time. Once I saw that I could average $100 per signing, I was like, I can make money doing this here.
Let me say this. Let me say something. I've watched my husband since the beginning when he decided that he wanted to become a notary. Really, 3 years prior to him actually becoming a notary, he told me, I want to become a notary. And at first I was like, oh, okay, this is what he said he wants to do. But he actually put a plan in place slowly but surely, and he worked towards that. And he kept me abreast of what was going on and what was happening. Him going through the certifications and the testing and all of the things that he needed to get in line so that he could do this business full time. When he first started doing it, I call him an appreneur because my husband has done 17 different types of app type jobs, or what they call the gig economy, and started out with Postmates and Amazon Flex and all of these different things. So I've watched him, ride the wave from one thing to the next. And the thing that I had to learn to do was to really understand what he was getting into, so that I would know how to support him. So I had to learn how to listen and learn how to listen about what he was learning how to do, and how the business was going along, and so that I could support him, so I could promote what he was doing to other people. And I thought that that was very important from my end, um, so that I could be on board. Because once upon a time, this is my husband's third business. Once upon a time, when we first got married and he had a photography business, I wasn't always as supportive, and I saw how I wasn't supportive. So it's very, very important that me, as the wife, as a spouse, is supportive of Griff. That he knows that he doesn't have this in the back of his head, that my wife is not supportive, or she doesn't like what I'm doing, or she's going to give me some negative feedback or things of that nature. We both own businesses, so there's times where we're sitting down and we're talking to each other basically about each other's businesses. And so we give each other respect, we give each other counsel. I call Griff my not so silent investor into my own business. And but I'm really, really thankful that he is the way that he is. I'm actually not I'm the introvert of the couple. He's the extrovert. So that's why you don't see me a whole lot. I got other channels that I could do that. But yeah, I do own this. I own a salon. I own a cosmetology school and a salon. So, he has had to speak on my behalf when I haven't been able to go into places and speak about my school or speak about my salon. He's had to support me. He's had to learn about the hair business and, running a cosmetology school and what I like and what I don't like. And so he has taken the time out to do that for me. I've had my school now for 3 years. I've had my salon. I've had my continuing education business for 3 years, 3.5 years. My school has been open now this month. Mm-hmm. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Today.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever it was. Okay. 2 years. Mm-hmm. And he took the time to learn about the business. He took the time to learn about cosmetology, cutting hair, doing hair. People were always shocked with how much he knew about cosmetology. And so watching him over the years, being supportive of me and what I do, and in my business, it was nothing for me to be supportive of what he does. He has a technology consulting business too. So that's the thing. It's not just, when he wins, I win. When I win, he wins. And that's important. And he wants to make sure that all of you win. And so I think that's awesome. It's not just about making money. We have enough people out here who are just making money, but it's about making a positive impact on whatever industry you're a part of, and you'll be rewarded for whatever problem that you solve. That's all business is. You're being rewarded for the problems that you solve. Mm-hmm. And so it's so very important for what he's doing. I tell him all the time that I am so proud of him and what he has accomplished. You know, I watched him when he went out for his first signing, and it was $30. 30. And so,
Yeah, I forgot about that one.
yeah, it was $30.
Yeah.
And, you know, he took them. They were $30, $35, $40, whatever they were. But that's where he started. He didn't, you know, people catch you in the middle of the movie and they think, oh, I want to be, you know, where you're at. And it's like, you gotta, you know, go through the process. You gotta jump through the hoops, you know, and people are like, oh, I'm trying to get where Griff is. And it's like, find out what he did to get there. There is a process. You can't circumvent the process, you know. And he did. He tells people to take those orders when you're first getting in there. Take those orders. Get that experience under your belt. And that's the same thing that I've had to do with my school. You know, I've had to, you know, have my prices at a particular point until I got students in. And then as I got more experience, I'm a school owner, you know, so that means I'm a principal, I'm an administrator, I'm an instructor, and I'm a stylist. So I wear a lot of hats, you know. But when you're the new kid on the block, you've got to get that experience. You've got to build that trust. You've got to do it with character and integrity, and people got to be able to trust you. And when you're asking people to pay you for anything, whether it's notary work, you know, general notary work, whether it's loan signings, reverse mortgages, wills, you know, whatever it is, you're asking that person who is sitting down to the table with you that day to trust you. That's what you're doing. And it is so important that you really understand that you come across as genuine. Be genuine, because if you are genuine, you're going to come across as genuine. You know, that whole fake it till you make it thing, that only lasts but for so long. And I've gone with my husband to some of his signings as a witness, because that's what I am. I'm just there as a witness. And like I said, I've gotten to see him work and to do what he's doing. I've seen people come over to the house and just receive that one-on-one training and help from him. He gets phone calls all the time, and I don't mind it, because we've been in different positions before and we've done a lot of ministry together. And so to me, it's almost like one of the same. It's like ministry. When people call and they have problems, they need prayer, they need answers. It's about, you know, having that positive, powerful, and productive impact on the lives of other people. And so I'm glad that Griff has been able to help all of you. I really, really am, because he's happy. He's not coming home like, Wilma. That's how he was when he had the W-2 job. Oh my gosh. I was just like,
Okay.
yeah. I was just like, you know, but he's happy now. He's happy now. And so I'm really, really glad that, you know, he's happy. And that's what it's all about. That he's happy. He's a very, very gifted and talented man. But I want him to be happy. That's the thing. You know, you could be making a lot of money and all that kind of stuff, but if you're not happy doing it, you're going to be miserable. And so I'm just glad that, you know, he's happy in what he's doing and that he's helping people along the way. And that's what it's all about. And I never forget when he showed me that video about, you know, the employee mindset. And I was like, oh, that is so rude, you know, the way they were talking about it. But now I get it, you know, because my husband's been teaching me a lot of things about business. And I never you know, and he can tell you I'm Mrs. Security. I need to know what job you have. Ain't nothing going on but the rent, all this kind of stuff. That was me. That was me. And he has taught me so much about business. He has taught me so much about, um, you know, when I started my business, I was still working for the Virginia Beach City Public Schools. So he really, really, really helped me to understand how to become an entrepreneur and not to be terrified, because I was very terrified. Very terrified. But I just want to say thank you to my husband because he supported me leaving my W-2 job. Okay, before he left his. And so I'm very, very grateful. So people were asking me, you know, how do you feel about him leaving his government contract job to do notary work full time? And I said, he supported me when I decided to leave in the middle of the school year back in 2018. You know, and I said, you know, I am glad to return the favor with my support and with my help. I drop off things to FedEx and UPS as much as I can, whenever I can. He does it more so now himself because, you know, he's not at the other job anymore. But in any way, shape, or form that I can help him, I do. Because, like I said, when he wins, I win. When I win, he wins. We're one. We're one. And so I just wanted to, you know, just kind of
Mm-hmm.
big ups my man.
Yeah. Well, and my wife, she's heard me for really the whole time saying that, and that's why I like the interview with Pablo, because he gets it. That, as I've always said on this channel, money is money. And you got to start somewhere, because when I thought about it, from this here example, if there's 10,000 escrow officers that can have a notary working for them, but there's only 17,000, or there's 17,000 notaries, and each escrow officer, each one of those 10,000 can only get one of you. That means 7,000 is going to be left out there flapping in the wind. How do you make money? And if signing services were so bad, why are so many popping up? Why are so many people starting them? I do admit not all of them are ran in an excellent manner, but they're out there and they're providing funds, because not every state, not every city where you have escrow officers, they're taking people direct, or they even want to, because they have an in-house staff. They got a connection with an attorney, so they're going to do that instead of using mobile notaries. And when I listened to him this morning, I was like, excellent, that's perfect. It pumped me up, because I was like, I did this part-time, everything that he's talking about, averaging $100 per signing, all of that. And I pulled in, so far I'm pulling in about 53,000 for the year. So I already know if I was full time for this whole year, I probably could have did 115, 120K for the whole year. It's doable, it's possible, because I didn't run from the opportunity to make money. I'm not saying you can't, that you shouldn't go direct. If you can, and if it provides you with the funds that you need, do that. But till you get in that position, or till that opportunity comes, you got to make money from somewhere. And if the opportunity is there at the signing service level, what is wrong with that money? Now, here's another thing that you have to also understand, because I know this is where I know a lot of people might not like. I know a lot of people not going to like this statement that I'm getting ready to make, because to me it doesn't make sense. On one end it does make sense, but it's not really practical from what I've seen over the last 2.5 years, where they say, okay, go sign up for 100 different signing services. Like Pablo said, he's working with 4. I'm primarily getting my orders from about 8 different ones that operate in Virginia or that does business here. And the key word is that operate in Virginia. One of the things you have to understand, some of these companies, thank you, Marilyn Mo.
Thank you.
Um, one of the things that I learned, okay, to put it to you this way. In Virginia, we don't, the notaries aren't allowed to collect closing funds. So that means the funds have to be wired or they have to be shipped. And if they have to be shipped, that means there's money that has to be spent for the shipping label. If you're wiring, there's wiring fees. What I've come to understand is that some of these companies, their business model is that they don't want to pay wiring fees and they don't want to pay shipping fees. So what they do is they ask the notary to take the money. Hey, notary, get the money, ship it back already in the envelope instead of getting a secondary one. Well, if you think of it from a practical standpoint, at $15 for a shipping label or $15 for a wiring fee, and a company does about 5,000 closings, let's say in Virginia, that's $75,000 in fees that they have to pay just to get that money back. 75K, I already did the math. Well, Virginia, if you're going to operate in Virginia as a title company, not the signing services, but the title company, you have to get permission from the Secretary of State, the SCC, Secretary Corporation Commission. And I talked to them and they told me this. When that title company says, okay, I'm going to work, I like to work in Virginia, they say this is the conditions. And one of the conditions is notaries can't collect funds. If their business model is to have the notaries collect funds so they can save on the fees of wiring and the fees of extra shipping, they're not going to probably want to work in Virginia. So that's why I'm saying if a signing company, if Earl Signing Services is working with a company that has that particular business model, and then you say, well, Earl, I want to sign up for your signing service, and all the companies that Earl works with has a business model that doesn't fit into Virginia, what's the use of signing up for Earl? Now, granted, we don't know that, and it will be nice, but what I'm trying to get you to understand is there's other factors involved. So when you say I'm gonna sign up for all these different signing services, do they even operate in our area? Are they willing to operate in our area? Are they allowed to operate in our area? Because if they're not, and let's say the signing services themselves can, because they're just a conduit, like a temp agency. But if the title companies they're connected to aren't doing business in our area, then you're sort of spinning your wheels.
You said, where can I find a list of great signing services?
One of my notaries, LC, she told me there's she mentioned the other night there's a site called Notary Quest. Notary Quest, and I went to Notary Quest. I'm double checking. I think it was, yep, Notary Quest. And then on the left-hand side, if you click on the third link down, signing company list, you'll get a whole list of signing companies. Now, the thing is, when I went there, and they have a good list, and Notary Rotary has a list, several of these companies, when I went to their website, I couldn't find anything. I couldn't get, there wasn't a website. I couldn't find any information about them. And then several of them also, when you click to say, okay, they say register for them, it took you to like Signing Order or SnapDocs. So you got a signing company that's saying, hey, you can register to be one of our notaries. And then when you click on the link, it takes you either to Signing Order or SnapDocs. So it's like, okay, I might as well just go into Signing Order and be there. But again, and again, like I said, I know most people are saying, no, just sign up for many as you can, many as you can. If you know a place isn't hiring and you're out of work and you keep going, why are you going to give them, keep sending your resume when you clearly know they're not hiring? Again, I know that's not popular when it comes to the notary. It's like, just get your stuff out there, just throw it out there, and then hope that you might get one person at one time. And there's nothing wrong with that, but at the same time, you don't want to be spinning your wheels. So I like what Pablo was saying. I'm gonna take time out, listen to the rest of the interview. But I want y'all to understand, you can make money in this business. You gotta take the orders that come. And like Pablo said, which is what I've been saying, you gotta build good, solid relationships. If you build good, solid relationships with these companies by doing the thing that you was hired to do, which is being a good notary. That's why I said it's not just about I'm a loan signing agent. You can have that title, but at the heart of it, you are a notary. And if you do your notarial stuff correct, if you own up to mistakes like I've even had to do, if you learn something, okay, that isn't right, you go and research it, find out what's the right thing and do it. Go out there and help the people, make sure that it's done right. They will love you. If they need you to go and get something fixed, stop nickel and diming them. Stop begging for extra coins and all of that. Well, I go and do it, but you got to pay me. You got to, you know how everybody doing this little, I don't know what this means nowadays, but that's what everybody be doing. You got to pay me. Pay. I guess they grabbing money out of the air and they ain't getting
Making
nothing.
it right.
But you got to, because I've listened to multiple signing company owners. They are saying there are notaries out there doing some treacherous stuff. Like I said, holding docs, not showing up, taking orders. They're getting there to the order. Like one lady told me, I had to do an order for a notary because she told the lady, look, if this gonna take more than an hour, I'm out. She was like, I can't be here but an hour. I'm only allowed to be here an hour, which is a lie. Nobody ever said a notary can only be there an hour. But that's how she was because she got all these things stacked on them. So there's nothing wrong with signing services. Hop in there, get the experience. The money will come because
I like what Darkness Falls 29 said. When you know your notary law, they can't jerk you around, and
correct.
that is
Mm-hmm.
that is very important. Know the law. Know the law according to whatever industry that you are operating in, and don't just operate off of common knowledge. Okay, because common knowledge isn't always correct. And a lot of times that's what people are doing. They are operating off of common knowledge, second and third hand information, and it's not necessarily the law. And so, like Darkness Falls 29 said, know your notary law. That's very, very important. And that means that you care about your craft. You know, other people may be looking at being a notary as no big deal, but if you care about what you're doing and you care enough to learn your craft, which you're dealing with legal, documents and situations and circumstances, then nobody can't just come before you and lay things before you or tell you that you need to do something when you know that lawfully you're not allowed to do it in the state of Virginia or whatever state that you may be a notary in. And so it's very important to know the state law. We talk about state law all the time in the different industries that we operate in, and it is very, very important. If you don't know the law, and a lot of people they may have been in a notary for years, and or whatever you are, I've been a cosmetology teacher for years, and there's still things now that I'm learning about the law and the Code of Virginia that has to do with hair, and we're just so out of order. And so it happens in every single industry that people are just out of order because they don't know the law. They jump into an industry to make money, and they don't know really what they're doing from a law standpoint. So it is very, very important to have a good attitude, to be genuine, to be professional, to be on time, to look the part, but know the law. Know the law, because then nobody can pull the wool over your eyes, or people who are in that process of closing that loan can't have you, going in through some loophole that is an advantage for them, but puts you at a disadvantage. You know, you want to make money and you want to earn a living,
Hmm.
but you want to be legal while you're doing it.
Yeah, and the biggest thing with notary, because things change so much, um, information doesn't always come out. Like I said, I was collecting funds for a year, not knowing that I wasn't supposed to. And a title company happened to tell me, oh, no, you're not supposed to because this, that, and the other. And I was like, okay, I didn't know that. And there was no, and like I always talk about indications and warnings, there was no indicator, there was no warning, there was nothing that said, don't do this. But here's the key. This is what I believe the key to being successful as a notary is, as well as any other business. Once you find out, you make the necessary adjustments and then you do better. You might beat yourself up privately. Man, I shouldn't have did that. Man, I'm mad because I made that mistake or I did that. But once you have an understanding of what you are supposed to do and how to execute it, then you go out there and make that correction. And when you are working with these signing companies or a direct company and they bring to your attention that, hey, you made a mistake, you find, okay, thank you very much. You don't argue about it. You don't fuss about it. You don't sit up there and make excuses. You just say, got it. Okay. Thank you very much. I didn't realize that. I forgot. I mean, sometimes you like, I knew, but I forgot. It slipped my mind. And then you just own up to it. And that's what they want to hear because they want to see if you have any level of integrity. And if you have that, then they know that, okay, we know that this person is serious about their craft, is willing to accept that they made a mistake and then move forward. Okay. Now, if you haven't made a mistake, you know, like one time I was in a situation where the woman was trying to get me, it was a signer trying to get me to admit that I did something wrong, but legally I couldn't do what she wanted me to do, which she went and signed documents and I couldn't see her signing them. She took them in the house and then she came back, gave them to me, and I'm legally not allowed to notarize them. And then she's like, well, you need to admit that you was wrong for not signing my document. I'm like, I can't admit that I'm wrong for that because I wasn't wrong. You see? So if I did something wrong, yeah, I admit it. But if I didn't, I'm not going to take the L on something that I clearly didn't do. And that's why I'm encouraging y'all. Many of you, I've talked to many of you, just get out there and do it. I know you want to know the documents inside and out, front, back, left, and right. That may not always be possible because even this week, after 820 some of these things, I saw documents, I saw pages, I saw papers, I saw formats of documents that I had never seen before that threw me for a loop. Even though I prepped the documents, and after I got that, I was still confused. I was like, okay, I have no idea what they're talking about. And amazingly enough, once I gave it to the signer, they were like, oh, I know what this is about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So sometimes the signer knows about it. And the biggest thing is you got to be willing to adjust to the signer because sometimes the signer's like, look, just give me the doc. I'm going to sign them and get on up out of here. And all of that. So you got to be willing to adjust. And again, I'm not saying don't know the documents, don't have an understanding of them, but don't let the fact that you can't sit here and have this I guess you're just unwavering confidence that I know the documents no matter. So if they came with a question of that, you just get out there and do it. The very first one of the first ones, I didn't know nothing. I just like, let me just go out here and do this thing. I did it, got through it. I was nervous, all of that, but everything worked out. And you learn from that. So
I was nervous and I was a witness.
yeah. So you get out there, just do it. And as I've always said, when the orders come, applications, if it's a to be determined, you do it. And I mean, it's going to work out, but I just need y'all. I just need y'all. And right, Google is a good friend to understanding the documents, and there's nothing wrong with Google because I've used it multiple times. Like I had to look up one time. I kept all of a sudden on the altar statement, which is called the American Land Title Association statement. I kept seeing a POC column. I'm like, okay, what the heck a POC stand for? And it says paid outside of closing. So it was money that was paid outside of the closing And I was like, okay, because the people asked me what does paid outside of closing, or I mean, the POC stands for, and I actually looked it up right then. Yeah, we're gonna talk about the Ron stuff, TXB for you. And I looked it up right then and there at the table. Okay, paid outside of closing. And there was other stuff that like when I first got was doing closing, I had never saw the document talking about homestead. And all of a sudden homestead popped up, and I was like, okay, what the heck is homestead? And I was like, well, I don't know what it is. I didn't have time to look it up. So I'm not even going to dove into that. And of course, the signer was like, what's homestead? All right, let me Google it. And then what I did was I Googled it, found what I believe was the best definition, because there was a couple of different ones out there. And I said, here you go. And I let them read it. And they read it. Oh, okay, I got it. Gave me back the phone, and we kept going. So
They want to know more information about the e-notary
okay, with the
or
e-notary,
Ron.
yeah, the remote online notary. Yeah, with the e-notary, typically you got to find out which state you're whatever state you're in, they have e-notary stuff. You have to sign up with the state. With the e-notary, you get with the state, find out what they want. Most of the times they want you to get a digital certificate. One of the places, I'm not, and I don't know if it's the best place, but it's where I got mine, is Identrust. I'll put that in the chat. I just making sure I got the right. Yeah, Identrust. And what you can do is you contact them, and they can direct you on the proper certificate for what you need, because there's various different kinds of certificates out there. And I would have to go back and look through my notes, because I mean they got DOD certificates, document signing certificates, public trust, federal, state, local agencies. They got a whole slew of them out there. And I believe it's typically about $100 for a year. And I think it's the Sign Unlimited Documents one. And like I said, I have to go back and look through my notes on which one it is, but I believe it's the document signing one. And I'm looking at it right now.
Welcome, Raspy Me.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe that's I think it's the I didn't trust the document signing one. But like I said, I have to go back through my notes and look it up. And you can contact them, let them know what you actually want to use the certificate for, find out from your state what their requirements are. And then then once you get that, there's a whole slew of different companies you can use. Pavazo is one, and the e-notary is basically when you get documents the electronic documents, and you take a laptop or a tablet, and then the person does everything right there, click, 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 and you bring a laptop to them. It's a face-to-face closing, but everything is done digitally. The Ron,
What's a good platform for e-notary?
Pavazo, Pavazo is one. I won't say it's a good platform, but it's one of the platforms. Pavazo is a platform, and I haven't really dug deep into a lot of the e-notary platforms, but Pavazo is one of them. Pavso. I will say Pavazo is a little slow in responding, especially now due to the COVID-19. I put that in the chat.
How often do you do remote online notary?
Maybe once or twice a month. It's once or twice a month. I'll do one. I like them because they're easier to do, but they're not flooding in. At least in this area, they're out there. But see, once you become an e-notary, there's companies like onenotary.us. Um, there's another company, Notarize. I always forget how to spell that.
Rize. Notarize. Notarize.
Yeah, my spell check. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and notarize.com. Now, those two companies allow you, onenotary.us allows you to actually run an e-notary business, to do online e-notary stuff, run stuff. And the lady from Texas, signing agent basics, has a lot of good information on her site. So if you look up signing agent basics on YouTube, I think her name is Kendra, black lady, grayish hair. She has a lot of good information about e-notary stuff. So actually, she would be the best source, and that's who I listen to when it comes to e-notary stuff. I listen to her and everything.
And then how easy was the process in Virginia?
In Virginia, it wasn't hard. Once I got the digital certificate, and once I figured out how to digitally sign a document and then submit that to the state, it was a piece of cake. It was a piece of cake. Another $45 you have to pay, and all that. Now, to me, one of the best platforms when it comes to e-notary, if you're doing like wills, power of attorneys, and even loan documents, is Doc Verify. Doc Verify is more expensive, about $480 a year to have their full-fledged account with them. But what I like about Doc Verify is that you can charge whatever you want, and they're not taking money.
Do they charge monthly?
Well, you can do a monthly, and right now I'm doing monthly with Doc Verify. It's like $50 a month. So you literally could say, okay, like when I first started with Doc Verify, I would get an order. I had them for about 2 months, didn't get anything. And then as soon as I said, well, I'm gonna just cancel my monthly subscription with them, like 3 days later, somebody said, hey, we got this document we want you to notarize. So I went on there and turned it back on. And I've just left it on. So every month, they around the 20th of the month, they get paid $50. And eventually I'm going to go on and get, paid for the whole year. But with Doc Verify, what is cool with them, you are able to just upload the whole document onto their system and do the notarization, and then you just charge the person whatever you want to charge. With SignX, One Notary, what they tend to do is they don't charge you a lot, or if any, but they take a portion of that fee. So like for Virginia, we can charge up to $25. You might get 10, they get 15 for you using the platform. So I don't really like that because if I wanted to do flat fee pricing, let's say somebody wanted me to do a will, I can say, okay, it's going to be 150 to notarize it, the however many notarizations, and then whatever prepping and setup fee. But you can't do that with some of these other platforms. So I've been able to do loan docs, and then a lot of them don't do loan docs. Notarize is trying to do loan docs. SignX is trying to do loan docs. I think they can. I think SignX can. And One Notary is just about there to do loan docs. But Doc Verify, you take the document, you stick it up there, you tag it, any document, don't matter how big or small it is, and you do what you want. And again, like I said, a lot of people, hardcore e-notary people, don't like it. But also with Doc Verify, they record the session, so you can get the person up there and they record the whole session, so nobody can't say y'all didn't do this. I honestly haven't had any problems with Doc Verify at all. It's been very, very simple and easy for me to use. You say the brother printer, yeah, it's going very fast as well as the optional tray. So just keep that in mind. Yeah, the what I've been doing, yeah, I just bought another one. I keep a backup printer, and actually, what I've been doing, because some new notaries, like one of the guys who I did, I actually did his closing, and he got interested. So now he's a notary, but he couldn't find. Yeah, they do digital journal with Doc Verify. Yeah, Doc Verify. That is your digital journal. When when they record the session, that's your journal. So when you go back in there, you'll see the whole session of what you did with them. But he couldn't find a printer, so I just sold him the one that I had, my backup printer, and then I went and bought me another backup printer. So he was trying to find, he couldn't find it, and all of that. Um, Yeah, Kendra's, yeah, she's very, very informative. She's to me, she's the queen when it comes to the e-notary stuff and all of that. So the big thing is,
Apostille. Apostille.
oh, a apostille service. In Virginia, we're not allowed to do that. I think in like places like New York, you can, because I was looking at doing that. That's what really got me interested. Listening to the guy Andre Hackett, when he was talking about it, he does a lot of that, but we can't do that in Virginia. Or if I mean, I called them and I asked them this, the apostille, and they're like, "No, you can't do that." So that goes all through the state, just the same as some country like California, you can do immigration. You can help people with their immigration paperwork, but in Virginia, they say we can't because you have to be a lawyer. And then there's there's a very thin line in which you can do that. But you would have to contact the state about the apostille because they may have changed, because that was 2 years ago when I checked, and I haven't even looked back at it.
Everything.
Yeah, yeah. Now, when it comes to the printers, I know a lot of people talk about the 5200. I prefer the 6200 because it has the tray. Both trays are 520 pages apiece, whereas the 5200 only has a 250 page tray, and then the bottom tray is 520. But also the 5200 can only handle up to a 8,000 page toner. The 6200 can handle a 12,000 page toner, and that extra 4,000 pages does come in handy. So, and I haven't had a problem with it. Now, the biggest issue you could have with either printer is if you overstuff the paper tray. And a lot of people think that, oh, I'm gonna just push it in there till it's bulging and tight. What happens is the rollers can't pull the paper, and then next thing you know, it'll just start pulling from the other tray. So if your document's supposed to be on letter and legal, and then you go hit print and you go run upstairs and do whatever, you come back, all your stuff might be on legal because it couldn't pull from the letter or vice versa. So don't overstuff the tray. Do not.
Yeah, Blue Dog Inc. is selling the Brother 6200 DW for $219.
Yeah, that's right now is the price, even on Amazon. That's what I got. It went to Amazon. Now I will say the second tray
Ooh.
is a little disappeared. I can't find that. It's can't find that tray right now. It's on the LT 6500. So but the big thing that I really want to encourage y'all to do is know that you can make money with the signing services. Overall, that I've collected is about, the last I checked was like 65,000 since starting, and then I got another 7,900 that I'm going to collect, that I got coming in. So you're talking about 73,000 over 2 years, and you can't really sneeze at that. I mean, you're getting $85 for 35, 40 minutes spending with somebody. And the signing services, And then here's another thing about signing services. And I've heard a couple of people, I've talked to some people who are doing direct, and they've said that, well, I do signing services as a backup to the direct because one direct client that I had, their business dwindled. So keep in mind, business model, going back to business model and just understanding business. If you are an independent signing service, so if this is the escrow company, that title company, that means that title company has to do everything they can to pull in business. They're reaching out to everybody they can to pull in business, and they can only pull in but so much. So they're doing everything they can, and they have a client base of 7 people. And if those 7 people, if their business dries up, then that title company dries up. But when you have the signing company, the signing company is reaching out to multiple people. They're constantly marketing. They're constantly looking to see what other companies that they can connect with. And then if that company who they connect with isn't treating you right, because if you're a good notary, that signing company is going to want to keep you. And if the title company that they're working with isn't paying you on time, isn't doing things right, that hurts their business. So the signing services, like, okay, if things are dried up with Earl title over here, then we're going to go over here to Janice escrow and get more business from her. If Earl and Janice starts drying up, because that signing service wants to make money. So they're not going to keep being in business with people who are their business is drying up. So if they got 12 clients and then all of a sudden 3, 4 of them start drying up, they pulling in, well, we got some more people. So they're constantly marketing, trying to pull people in. And that's why I said there's nothing wrong with being with the signing service. And in my area, it has worked out tremendous. So I'm just encouraging y'all to please get out there.
You have something right here.
Hmm?
Said, Mr. Griffin, you said experience comes when you are given a chance.
Mm-hmm.
What advice would you give a newbie? I did my virtual oath on Monday.
All right. Well, Robin, and yeah, I might have forgot to text you back, or did I? I probably did. Yeah. Your virtual oath on Monday. Yeah. The advice is this: when an opportunity comes, when an order comes in, says if you are available, and again, like I said in the beginning when I first started doing these videos, know your schedule. So if you know over the next week or so you are available, then you just say I'm available. Another thing that people will do when you get the
She said, you forgot.
yeah, I forgot. My bad. When you get the order in, depending on which signing company you're with, if it's signing order, a lot of times you'll see a contact number in there. So when you see it, and what a lot of us, what notaries have done in the past, was we'll screenshot that the number of the company. So let's say like Simple Signings. Simple Signings will send you an order, or Almost Signings, Almost Settlement, and then you'll see the contact information, or just a phone number, or even the email. Screenshot that on your phone so you can write, and then that way you have it, and then later on you can send them an email and say, hey, I'm a new, hey, I'm a notary. That's don't really say new. Hey, I'm a notary. um I like to know if let's say if you're good at, you're going to be doing stuff on the weekends. Hey, I'm a notary, I'm available on the weekends, just want to know if y'all have a lot of orders on the weekends, or y'all do y'all have orders but y'all find yourself running short on notaries for the weekend or in the evenings. Sometimes some notaries, I've heard them say they've actually called that number and say, I saw the order come out, even if I don't get it, just want to know, do you have orders in my area? So people actually call them and check in. So if you got a real good personality, you can call them and can probably sell yourself to them and let them know. Because what I used to do is, in the beginning, I would respond to a call. They would then, sometimes just because I was new, they would call me to check to make sure that I was going to do the order, because they say, and I didn't know why they was calling, but because notaries would just bail on them. And I said, yeah, I'm gonna do the order. And they said, okay, good, we're going to go ahead on and sign it to you. And then before they got off the phone, I would do a quick 30-second pitch. Hey, I just wanted to let you know that if you have anything starting at from 4 o'clock in the evening till midnight, I'm your person because I work a job during the daytime, but I'm available in the evenings. Okay, thank you. We'll keep that in mind. And I would say that. So every time if a new person, if Kylie, one of the ladies was Kylie, if Kylie called me, I gave her that pitch. But then if Sarah called, I would give Sarah that pitch because I didn't trust that Kylie told Sarah about me. So if I heard from Sarah, if I heard from Brad, if I heard from Sergio, my first time talking to them, I would let them know, hey, this is who I am. I'm available during these times. And lo and behold, I finally got a phone call that said, hey, before we send this out, we got notes here that says that you're available in the evenings. If you're not, let us know because we're going to go on and send a text message out trying to find somebody, but it seems like you're available. I said, I am. And then I got the order. And then things started rolling. So you have to let them know who you are, where you're at. You have a good
You have. I feel you on that one. I
and
have a good
for
attitude
as
most of the time.
no, you
E&O
don't need a
insurance.
color printer.
E&O insurance too.
Yeah, E&O insurance,
How much? How much do you recommend?
100,000. Get 100,000. Something else I just found out, and I got to do a little bit more research, but I'll say what I've learned here is that the E&O insurance that comes from the National Notary Association only covers our signature, but the E&O insurance that you could get from either Hiscox or Byberg covers us a little bit more in totality. So I got to do a little more research and find out what the person meant by that. I just haven't had a chance to send her an email to get the full details. But basically, some of the other E&O insurance companies out there, they provide you a little bit more coverage for what we're doing. But right. Yeah, right. CPA hustles, you're correct. The E&O that comes from the National Notary Association isn't covering everything, but apparently the E&O that comes from Byberg does. I have the $1 million policy from Byberg. It better cover something good. So
What's the other name again?
Hiscox, Hiscox. So yeah, Hiscox and Byberg. Um, I didn't check with Byberg, but I do know. I mean, I didn't check with Hiscox, but I do know Byberg has it. And the only reason why I knew about Byberg was because from time to time, what I do is I go in and I look at notary profiles. And when I see how they got their profile laid out, it helped give me ideas to do mine, which is another thing that I've been meaning to talk to y'all about is you got to have a good notary profile.
Hi, Victor Chambers. Welcome.
What up, big man? What up, Chambers? Yeah, so the notary profile, a lot of people say it doesn't count. It does. The person who runs Notary Stars, which I cannot remember his name, but he's out there in Arizona. He had particular criteria that you had to have X amount of years of experience, a certain amount of E&O insurance, dot.
Allstate. Does Allstate have E&O?
I contacted Allstate, and what Allstate ended up trying to do, or really what they was pushing, was more business protection tied in with E&O. So the cost was sky high. I mean, it was up to almost like $900 for the year. So we got a great Allstate agent, talked to her, and it wasn't like she's like, yeah, we can get the E&O, but it was E&O and
Other things
that
yeah.
nah. And then I stumbled across the Byberg. Once I stumbled across Byberg, I was like, okay, this is legit. Contacted them, and for whatever reason, all of a sudden after I got Byberg, then all these other notaries were like, oh yeah, I got it too. Nobody said anything about it.
Do you have how much do you have?
$1 million.
You have $1 million.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have $1 million through Byberg. and like you said, yeah, Maryland Mo, you can get the basic E&O, but E&O doesn't cover as much as you believe for signing agents. NNA did an article about that. Yeah, buy Burke is the way to go. They even list what they versus what they don't quote. Yeah. So
And welcome RMES Educational all the way from Massachusetts. Welcome. Thank you for watching and joining
yeah.
in.
So my big thing is it's time for many of you to just go on and hop out there. Stop being nervous. Stop being scared. Just go ahead on and do it. You're gonna be all right. Um,
Mr. Chambers says he has
yeah,
Biber too.
yep, yeah. Buy Burke is the way to go. And like I said, I just sort of stumbled across it. I was just looking at notary profiles, and I like, who got $1 million? I'm like, oh, she got 1 million. Let me go see what it. And fortunately for me, when she put that she had 1 million, she actually put buyburke.com. And when she did that, I went on there, hopped on there, and I went and ordered it that night. And I'm glad that I did. So when my time comes, I'm going to let the current E&O expires with the National Notary Association. I've already updated all my profiles, and I will still say again, once I
Do you have NNA insurance and Biber?
right now I do. I got both of them because I had the NNA first, then I got the Biber, and I'm going to let the NNA drop. I think some people may turn around, may decide like, hey, I'll just keep the 25K of the NNA, but really the Biber is really the way to go, or Hiscock, if they cover to the same level as the Biber. But once my insurance went up, even with the NNA stuff, when I hit 50K and 100, it was like I just started seeing all these other companies. It's like,
Yeah, like you said, like yeah, you look more serious that you actually care
right,
when you have more
insurance.
insurance.
And that's
Exactly.
what the guy who ran the signing service out in Arizona told me. Because one, he said he picked me to do a closing for him. And he said, "What up, Ron Calloway?" And he said, "I picked you because I liked your profile. Your profile told a story about what you're willing to do for the signing company and how you're willing to help the customer out." Because, and please, if this is you, I'm not making fun of you, but I'm telling you, I've seen some profiles out there, and I've said it before. They sitting there talking about, I'm Omega Psi Phi, I'm a Delta, and all of this other stuff. They ain't got nothing to do with signings. And I've been a customer service rep for 15 years. I've been a contract specialist for the government for 30 years. None of that means that when you're in somebody's home, that it can really help you. And it's nothing. And I'm not saying because you're a customer service rep that couldn't help you. But as a customer service rep for Target, when a customer is in your store, you have things you can do to calm them down. One, you can call security, but in somebody's house, you don't have security. You have coupons, you have discounts, you got gift cards you can give them when you're at Target as a supervisor or as a customer service rep. But when you are in somebody's home and they're going off because the loan officer for the third time has messed their documents up, what can you give them to calm them down? You have nothing.
You said the NNA background checks are delayed due to COVID-19. Can I still sign up and get work? Mine still says pending.
Yeah, that there was another
But
company.
it says TXB for you says, yep.
You probably can. You probably can. Because if they need as many as much as there are people who have joined, there's still shortages. There's still a shortage of good, solid loan signing agents. And I was talking to the lady Laura Brewer today from Coach Me Laura, because she's really good on state specific stuff. And I'm going to be getting with her at the beginning part of the year to do some to learn some state specific stuff for Virginia, since they don't really do any training and everything.
Are you available tomorrow?
Who said
Right
that?
here.
Oh,
Appa Cap.
gotcha.
Thank you, Chief, for the information and guidance. I was wondering if you would be available for a signing early tomorrow in Newport News.
Yeah, what time you, or your signing company, you want me to do a signing for you or help you with the signing that you have? Let me know which one. Is it that you want me to do a signing? Because I think, because my schedule tomorrow, I got a 9 o'clock and a 10 o'clock, then a 1 o'clock and a 4 o'clock. So I got 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock. And right now, y'all probably saying, wait a minute, how you going to do a 9 o'clock and then a 10 o'clock? Well, the 9 o'clock I already had. I forgot about the 9 o'clock, and then I grabbed the 10 o'clock. But fortunately, the 9 o'clock is a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. And when I got the documents, it's only 37 pages. So I was like, yeah, 37 pages. I can knock that out. And then the 10 o'clock one is only 99 pages. And actually, in a good portion of those is not even stuff that needs to be signed. So I skated one right there. But again, even today, somehow I wound up double booking. I had a 10 o'clock and 11 o'clock. I was able to convince the 10 o'clock to let me come at 9:30. Got that done. And then on my way to the 11 o'clock, that's when I got the flat tire.
What is a reverse mortgage package?
A reverse mortgage package is basically, it's a reverse mortgage is them being able, I believe if their house is paid off, I think that's what it is. They basically are able to get money on a monthly basis out of their equity. There is controversy behind it because depending on the type of company that you're working with, basically you borrowing money off of your equity. And again, as a disclaimer, I'm not a lawyer, I'm not a mortgage person. This is what I've been told. This is what I've sort of looked up myself on the internet. So don't take my word as, you
Bond.
know,
As bond.
as bond. But they're basically borrowing money off of their equity, and then they can pay it back whenever they want. It's money that gets sent to them whenever they want, monthly, however. And like tomorrow, my 7 o'clock is a reverse mortgage closing, paying 150. A lot of people run away from reverse mortgages because it's with senior citizens, and they don't want to be around seniors because they can be slow, and it can take some time to do, whether it's the application or even the closing. But $150, that's good, so I do a lot of reverse mortgage closings and applications. They come through, and because I'm okay with doing it.
Say how many pages?
All the pages, shoot. Normally it's one file and it can have over 300 pages, but you basically, it's like cut in half, or about maybe 80% of the package is their copy, and then the other 20 is yours to get them to sign. So the signature side is not that bad. What's also cool with the reverse mortgages, the print is a lot bigger. So it's hard for them not to see where they need to sign. However, if I have time, I put my little arrows on there to make sure they see it. And there's really not a whole lot that you have to tell them, because their reverse mortgage rep has gone over that stuff with them more and more and more. I mean, over and over and over again. So I've yet seen a scenario where, in doing the reverse mortgage, where the person had a whole bunch of questions that needed to be answered. They understood every single thing that they were signing. And then there's some people that have done the reverse mortgage 2 or 3 times. I've come across people that have done it 2 or 3 times. They say, oh yeah, I've done this before. And they just say, just show me what I need to sign. And some of them like, just give me the, and they just sit there and sign, and you ain't got to say a word. So the only time it becomes a little difficult is SUV is beast mode. Yet that
Mhm.
mobile office.
Yeah, any suggestions on where to find good examples of a profile? Like where can
Um, I created my own based off of what I saw other people. So when I went on SnapDocs, went to the SnapDocs site and started looking at other notaries in the area and just looking at their profile, and I kept seeing the same thing. I'm a certified loan closer. I'm a NNA certified dot dot dot. Here's the thing: you really don't need to say that you are certified or whatever, because they can see. If a person, they can look and see in your on your thing that you are NNA certified. And if for the most part with SnapDocs, if you are not NNA certified, if you don't have all the credentials, they're not going to let you be on there anyway. So your profile is not going to be displayed. So you don't have to waste up, you know, type space by sitting there telling people what they should already know, that you pass your NNA certification, you have a background check, all of that, because on the right hand side of the public facing NNA profile, it says those things about you. You got a dual tray printer, all of that. What you need to communicate, and you can look at my profile if you go to griffin-notary.com, scroll all the way to the bottom. On the on the left hand side, there's a link to my profile. And I'm not saying my profile is, you know, the bomb. I'm just saying from other signing companies, they said they like it because it's communicating problem solving. And that's the main thing. I try to get people to understand that I'm here to solve your problem. What is the problem with this that a signing company or an escrow officer has? Somebody, you know, they want to make sure somebody's reliable, somebody is flexible, somebody is willing to work certain hours, all of that. So you see my profile, I call myself Hampton Roads #1 nighttime. No, well, back then when I was doing nighttime stuff, I was calling myself the Hampton Roads #1 nighttime notary. I call myself now Hampton Roads #1 notary. That's just me being me. And it puts pressure on me to do excellent work. But in there, I try to communicate what I'm willing to do for their customer. I'm willing to meet them in unconventional, you know, when it's outside of normal areas. So if they want to meet at a church, they want to meet at a Starbucks, they want to meet at their kids' karate practice. I've done all of that. You know, I've met at multiple churches. I met at a church in the rainstorm, got there, water was ankle deep, and that was the only time they could meet. Went over there and met with them. Met a guy at his job. He did some kind of construction, manufacturing, big old, all this metal and, you know, crushers and all that kind of stuff. Sat there and did his closing because that was the only time he had.
you need the notary application notarized.
You can go to,
What is it? Me and my wife Keisha Ray will contact you.
yeah.
Applicap.
Yeah. Let me know and I'll meet up with you, and get y'all taken care of.
Do they know where they can contact you?
Yeah.
Applicap. He's gonna put it in the in the chat where you can contact him.
Yeah, just email me there.
Notary help at griffinnotary.com.
Well, FedEx after hours, you just have to hold it to the next day. That's all. Now, if the company saying, "Hey, we really need you to get these off for same day," and for whatever reason something comes up and you can't, you just let them know. Say, "Hey, look, I tried, but I'm not." Because sometimes they don't know. You would think they would, but they really don't know our FedEx schedule in our area. So, ooh, nah, nah, no, I ain't going to Hampton. Nah. And see, orders are coming in now. That was for the 12th. That was for the 12th, but they want me to go over there at Hampton during rush hour. I'm not, no, that's not a good idea for me. So maybe one of the y'all over there in Hampton can pick that one up. and stuff.
You said you did one at a barber shop right next to the trimmers.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. I
I
mean,
like-
yeah, you can do a summer everywhere, you know. But the big thing is, yeah, you always ask for a receipt. Now, I will tell you this: 99% of the time, FedEx has no problem giving you a receipt. UPS, they're a little stuck up. They just want to snatch the package out your hand and just send you on your way.
They
Um,
give me a receipt.
they act like they don't want to give me one.
They give me a receipt, but the UPS is right across from my school in Salon. So they see me all the time. But I get the people in the morning. I think the people in the
Yeah,
evening
they don't be
are the
one.
ones that you have the problem.
And I will also say, when it comes to the supplies, UPS, some of these UPS stores don't want to give you envelopes. I've had to go ahead on and just order my own from UPS. I order my own stuff from FedEx. That's simple enough. And FedEx don't have a problem giving you, stuff for them and all of that. But the big thing is, y'all got to get out there. I'm serious. Once you get out there, you're going to realize that it is not as scary as you think it is. Um, if you need help, um, let me know. I've had notaries call me while I'm at the table doing the signing, and they'll call me because they're a little stuck on a document. And when I go into a signing now, I tell the customer, I say, hey, look, I help notaries out, and they may call me because they might get stuck. So I just want you to know I'm not ignoring you or being, unprofessional, but I want to make sure that these notaries are giving their customer a great service, like I'm gonna give you tonight, and make sure that they don't mess their documents up, just like I'm not going to mess yours up. And if you are upfront with them, so if any of y'all out there, y'all ever get to a point where y'all helping other notaries out, and they may need to call you while you're in a signing, you just let the signer know, and they're cool with that. But if you don't say anything, and then all of a sudden you just getting phone calls, and they're like, okay, why you keep answering the phone, you know?
Are you set up with with FedEx or UPS for a business account for supplies?
Yep, I'm set up with FedEx and UPS with the account, business account with both of them and everything. So yep.
You're welcome, Apicap. You're welcome.
Yeah, and yeah.
The chocolate stew attendant life. The chocolate stew life of a flight attendant says, "How do we contact you? I'm a newbie."
Typing that in right now to her. Yep, she
Hi,
there.
L'Oreal.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome.
Oh, just finished your first refi, Virginia refi. Yeah, there's some Maryland people up there in here. Um, I tell them the title companies call, because I'm gonna tell you now.
And Sonora Johnson wants to know how to reach you as well. Hi, RD Hawk 929.
Yeah, RD Hawk, that's the lady there. Yeah, because now I know they normally say in the beginning, as a brand new notary, you may want to just stay focused on the customer. Um, but as you get more experience, you get a flow, and other companies are liking you, they will call you at any time. I mean, you'll be there. And then what I normally do is, like I said, I let the customer know, hey, I may get a call from a title company. My spiel is this: hey, I just want you to know, sometimes we're a little shorthanded on notaries in the area, and or a notary may get sick or something comes up and they have to cancel, and then they may, ask me, can I pick up an extra order tonight? So if I may get a phone call, and that's what's going on. And that's saying, also I train notaries, I help them out, and if they need assistance, they may give me a call or send me a text message, and I may have to call them to, to make sure I'm giving them the right information or understand what they're asking so I can give them the right information. When people see that you're helpful and that you're, they'll be like, oh, okay, no problem. Now, I'll be honest, I've come across a couple of people that just had a death stare, and you can tell they don't want anything to disrupt their moment with you. So, you may have to say, hey, can I just text them and tell them I got to get back with them? But if it's an emergency and a notary is really stuck on something, I'm gonna have to help them out. I got to help them out.
Do you have a separate line for your business, for this business? He's got two phones.
I got two phones. I wasn't meaning to have two phones. I snuck and got this one. So I could get my 4K TV. And then one morning we were laying there and I sort of like, and she said, what's that, your phone? I said, my second phone. Yeah, so I sort of snuck in. Yeah, I sort of snuck and got me a second phone. But I actually put that phone up. I wasn't even using it. But when I started,
you can call him Uncle Griff.
Yeah, you can call me Uncle Griff. But when I started doing this and it got busy, and the problem, like I said, for whatever reason, they did an update on my Samsung about a year and a half ago. And if I'm talking on the phone, I do not hear notifications. There's no beep or anything. So I've actually switched all my notifications over to this phone. So any notifications come in, if I'm on that phone, I can still hear them. And it has truly helped me out to have the two phones. It does take some coordination. And what's cool is like with SnapDocs as well as signing order, I'm actually signed in on both websites on both phones.
That's a good question. For business, do you use a virtual address?
Nah. I mean, you could use a virtual address, but I haven't seen a need for me to use one. But I would say if you're in a situation where if you're in an apartment or where you're sharing an apartment with people, you may want to do that.
Would you advise getting two phones? Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for watching. Thank you for joining in the
thanks,
chat.
Man. Yeah, even if you got a burner, like if I didn't have the second phone, I wouldn't mind getting, say, I guess you say like, a burner phone where you're just getting phone calls from that. No text messages or anything, that you use that to get the phone call. But see, here's a quirky part. When you update your phone number in these signing companies, that's the number they call. So if you say, hey, I want all my text message notifications going to this number, but I want them to call me on this number, on this other, it doesn't work that way. So majority of the phone calls that I get come on here, or I can make phone calls from here. But now the Google business page, I need to do that. I just haven't done it. We did one for her.
I have one.
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you,
and it does work. She can tell you about that.
It really. I have a Google listing, and if you are looking for no cost or low cost advertising, Google listing is it. It really, really helped my business. People can follow you on Google. They can actually follow your listing. You can put a website on Google that's attached directly to your Google listing. You could put pictures. You could put videos that are a minute or less. You could put updates. You could put specials. You could put when you have special events and things of that nature. So it really does work. It really, for cosmetology schools, which is that in our industry, cosmetology schools are about as antiquated as they come. So a lot of times when people are looking for schools, the first thing, Google is the new telephone book. the new yellow pages, basically. So people find me, they find my salon on Google, they find the school on Google. When my husband opened up my Google listing, he put all the tags in there, and we're down here in Virginia Beach, and I have students who have come to my school from as far away as Windsor, Virginia, because of my Google listing. So it's really, really a great idea.
Yeah, and for Google Voice numbers, I know a couple of people are using them. They haven't had, I don't think they've had any problems with the Google Voice. I do know that there was at one time there was some problems with the way text messages was being sent from the companies, and sometimes your service provider may block your text message if they think it's spam. So if you don't think you're getting notifications, you may need to call them to make sure that they're not blocking text messages from the companies. But I've heard loosely about that, but I haven't really had that problem.
Yeah, you can actually, people have texted me through my Google listing. They actually have a function through the Google listing where people can text you right through your Google listing, and it comes right to my phone,
Yeah,
and you can text back. You have to text them back within 24 hours.
and Clifton, who's that?
Actually,
DNW 75. Yeah, I'm planning on doing a mock signing over this break. I got 4 closings tomorrow. My plan is not to take anything else because it seemed like every year, 2019, 18, 19, I had stuff on New Year's Eve and Christmas Eve and all of that. And this year, I don't want to do any on New Year's Eve. Um, but then if they throw enough money at me, I might just go on and take it. But I plan on doing some videos because there's a couple of things. Because here's the biggest thing about the signings, and I'm pretty sure Victor can probably attest to this. And I want to set up something that's realistic because when you get in people's homes, there's a lot going on. A lot. You walk in there and they ain't washed dishes for the last 2 years. You walk in there and you just got people laying on the floor asleep. You sitting in there doing a signing out in front of out of the back and don't have on enough clothes. You walk into all kinds of situations. And is the hardest part is dealing with a couple that's arguing with each other and kids that don't know how to get away from grown-ups. When a grown-up said, go on, sit down, and the kid is like, I ain't going nowhere. I want your attention now, or I'm gonna turn this house upside down. That is the hardest because my wife knows I don't like unruly kids, and I'm quick to say something. And when I first started this, it took a lot for me not to say something, for me not to snatch one of them kids. I mean, kids just sitting up here just falling out. And it's like, you need to go on somewhere. And I mean, there was a couple of times I was ready to snatch a child and I didn't. So yeah, that is the hardest when you're in there and it seemed like they don't take this signing serious.
oh, that's a good one. Didn't have one spot for you to sit, and that has happened to him a lot.
Yeah.
That where they don't have anywhere to sit. The one thing that Griff started doing as he continued to do the signings and kept, coming into
yeah. Them places be smelling.
yeah, and he kept coming into different situations. Different situations kept coming up. This is why he has so many different things: tables, folding chairs, folding tables,
Cushions,
yeah,
cushions.
cushions.
Oh my
Oh
God.
man, when I went with him on the signing, and we sat in the chair, and the chair was wood. It was like, oh my gosh, I was numb. By the time I got up, I was just like, why don't we have, the why didn't we bring the
The
what you the
cushions.
cushions? That chair was so hard. All they had in that apartment was the gaming chair. That was it. And then they were like, "Oh, you can come sit over here." And I'm like, "This is not comfortable." This is not comfortable at all. So, um, as you continue to go through you start your notary journey, and you come into the different places that you go to, the different houses, the townhouses, the single family homes, the trailers, the whatevers, wherever you meet these people to do your notary signings. um that's when you're going to be like, oh, okay, I need a folding chair, or I need a folding table, especially because of COVID. When COVID, notaries are essential.
Mm-hmm.
Notaries are essential.
Yep.
So he was able to continue to keep on working during the quarantine, but he updated his website, to let people know what COVID-19 precautions that he was taking, gloves, masks, the different types of disinfectants that he had available, to let the people know that he was taking precautions for himself as well as for them. So all of that matters. All of those things matter. So, for those of you who are like, I'm nervous, I'm afraid, none of us know everything when we first start out in the industries that we are a part of. And it just, you have to get out there. When he was describing his first one, he said he was nervous and his hands were sweating and this, that, and the third. But now, I see how far he's come, over these last almost, what, 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
And it's amazing because you know repetition is the mother of retention. So the more that you do, the more reps you get, the more signings that you do, the more information that you're going to retain, and the more proficient you're going to become as a notary. you know know your craft, know your notary law, and be professional, be on time, look the part, have a great attitude, all those soft skills that you have to have.
Yeah, and well, I might be doing one. One just came in. Yeah, so like this one here is from Signing Services of America, um, on signingorder.com, and signing orders connected to notary resume, and it shows the guy's contact information. The scheduler, a guy named Philip Hogan, has his email, phone number, all of that. So I don't know if y'all can see that. There you go. But as you see, at the bottom, it has that. You screenshot that, and then you can send them a note. You can shoot them an email and say, hey, after the signing is over, if you get one, or even if you don't get it, you can still send them a note saying, hey, I just wanted to let you know, I'm available during these times. I'm available during the weekend, and holidays.
Do you have to give your social security number to every signing company you sign up for?
Sometimes you do.
Get
I
an
mean, yeah, I
EIN.
get the EIN. See, I set up the business. So
Mhm.
all right. So well, I'll be doing the signing on the 31st, y'all. Yeah. And that was another thing I want to talk to y'all about. I think having the LLC is best, because depending on who you are as a person, how people look at you, you having that LLC can make them respect what you do a little bit more.
Mhm.
And a lot of times you go into these offices, I mean, into these homes, and people will think that, oh, you work for they don't even know a lot about the signing company. They just know about the mortgage people or the escrow, the title,
Mhm.
and they think you work for them. And then they sort of try to treat you some kind of way because they think you work for them, or they think that, okay, well, if you don't do what I say or do it the way I want, I'm gonna get you in trouble. And I tell them, I say, I don't work for them. I work for myself. I'm completely independent. I said, that's why when I called, I said Griffin
Mhm.
Notary Services. I didn't just say, hey, how you doing? This is Griffin Notary. Sometimes I do, depending on stuff. But I say I'm Griffin Notary from Griffin Notary Services. Um, and when they see that, this is your company, yeah, and the tone changes and the respect level actually goes up. But if they just think, hey, okay, you're just this notary, now at the same time, running a business through LLC is not for everybody, but you need to at least start working toward that. um
Yes, that's right, Justice. I took my vitamin D, my vitamin C. I take my zinc every day.
mhm,
Yes, I do. And my Shilajit tea. Yes,
all of that,
all of that.
yeah.
Turmeric, spirulina. Yes.
I'm
Yeah, we on that. We on that.
yeah, yeah, to be a LLC, it's a three-step project process. I tell everybody, if you follow this process, I'm telling you, it works every single time with no issue. First thing you got to do, and I am going to do a video, and I think I did do a video on it. I just can't remember which one. Or I mixed it in with something, but you have to check at the state corporation level, is that name available?
Mhm.
So whatever name you want to use, is that name available? So you need to check to see if the name is available at the state level, because you're incorporating that name in the state.
Mhm.
If that name is available, then you need to go ahead on and register your LLC. I use a company called Incorp. I'm gonna put in the thing here.
Yeah, and I use the same people, incourt.com.
Yeah, I use
I
them.
like them.
It makes it simple.
Yes.
I haven't had a problem. Yes, you can go directly to the state and do it yourself. But Incorp pretty much handles everything that you need.
I don't have time.
Yeah, neither do I. I don't have time to be to keep track of the paperwork or the filing. And they let me know, hey, you got a filing that you need to do for the state. All of that. They send me a notification, and I get the email. Then I just, okay, I got to go, and then I go pay the bill. But you check your state with the state. Is that name available? Earl Jones Notary Service. Is Earl Jones Notary Services available? If it is, you good, then you go register it. Whether you do it through the state or you go through LegalZoom or Incorp or any other company. Incorp is actually cheaper than LegalZoom. So that's the first thing. Then once you get your corporation paperwork back and you're sure that it's been registered, then you go to the IRS site to get the EIN.
Mm-hmm.
So you do state, then you go federal.
Will Incourt work in Texas?
It should. Yeah, Incorp should work in Texas. Um, so you go state, then you go federal, and federal is getting your EIN number. Once you get your EIN, then you go get your business license. And this is where a lot of people make their mistake. I'm just checking. It should
To
be, yeah,
Texas.
Texas is on here. Yeah, Texas is on their site.
You're good to go.
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah,
Incourt.
Texas. Yeah, Texas is on their site. So
And
yeah,
said, do you see yourself changing to an S core next year, seeing that your income is growing monthly?
I get with my tax guy. Me and him talking. You can file as either a C corp or S corp, even though you're LLC, and he takes care of all of that. So I just let him know what I need to do, and he handles it. And he lets me know. He used to work for the IRS, and he's been our tax guy for 20 some years.
Yeah, since
through,
'96.
yeah, see, yeah, 20 some years, whatever that. Yeah, 96, and he knows. He's
24
been
years.
Yeah, he's been there with us through all of our businesses, every single one. So he knows all of that.
Yes, Sheila G. Sheila, pure Sheila G. is very good. Get the tar.
Yeah.
Don't get the
Pills.
powder,
Don't get the powder
because
or the
that can be
pills.
that can be diluted. You want to get the stuff that looks like tar. I drink it as a tea. It is an immunity booster. It's an antioxidant. It helps to get rid of the toxins in your body. We've been drinking it since February, just before the shutdown, and
Yeah.
it really gives me a lot of energy as
Hmm.
well. So I really like that Shilajit. Um, I drink it as a tea
Yeah.
on a daily
So
basis.
state, check your name. Then once the name is registered, go to the federal to get your EIN. That's free. That is 100% free. Don't pay LegalZoom. Don't even pay
Mhm.
InCorp. Don't pay anybody to get an EIN. You can do that for free. However, this is where people make the mistake. Most people go and get an EIN first for their business name that they're going to register without verifying whether or not that business name is available. So if Earl Jones Notary Service is already taken and you got an EIN for Earl Jones Notary Services, and then you have to call it, EJ Notary Services instead of Earl Jones, that EIN doesn't match with that business name.
Spell Shilajit.
Who, me?
Shilajit. Shilajit.
Yeah, what she said. So state, federal. Now, once you get the state corporation, then you get the EIN. You have to have those two when you get your city business license. And another mistake people make is that they get incorporated, they get an EIN, but they don't get the city business license. And you got to get the city business license.
Mhm.
And they do a zoning in Virginia Beach. They do a zoning to make sure that you can run that business out of your home if you're doing it, or wherever you plan on doing it if you're doing a building. Once you pass the zoning, which is free, they just do a quick check. Then you take the state corporation paperwork, your EIN, and your business license to get your business bank account. You can get, I know people say they go to USAA, they go to Navy Federal, but what I do, and I think Victor did a video on, I haven't had a chance to look at it yet, about the different bank accounts. After doing my fourth business, I try to find a local bank that does not charge fees, and a local bank that will have an account that can be zero balance. You don't want an account where you got to have a minimum of 500 or 1,000, because sometimes if you get in a situation and you need to buy paper and you got $500 sitting there, and if you use 200 of it to buy paper or whatever, or you catch a printer on sale and you buy a backup printer, and now you're getting hit with fees because you below that 500, that's counterproductive.
Yeah, it said, as a mobile service, is it necessary? Is what necessary? The EIN or the business license, or which part of the setting up the business process are you referring to?
Um, I think overall having the business is good, because this here is I'm gonna take you to court happy world.
Yes.
Um, One of the examples I give, you could be in a person's house, whether as a loan signing agent or just doing regular mobile notary stuff. And while you in there, you finish everything and you put your bag on your shoulder and you turn to leave, and then one of them little gopher pop-up kids is standing behind you that you don't know, and your bag hits them in their face and knocks a tooth loose.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you say, look, you got to sue me through my business, you
Yeah,
know.
and that's what we did. We both did that. We opened up a business account through our credit union, and it was a no fee, um, uh, uh, no fee account where if it dropped below, if it took it down to zero or whatever, you weren't being charged a monthly fee if you fell below 100 or fell below 500. And that's the kind that you want, because Yeah, and that's what it said. A lot of these places will charge you, whether it's $5, $35, or what have you, if you fall below the limit. Now, right now, because of all of the things that are going on because of COVID-19, um, like I think Navy Federal was like, we're not opening. You can't open a
Right.
business
You can't
account
even
with
open
them
Navy Federal.
because they're not allowing it right now
Yeah.
because of the way that the small businesses have been going, and a lot of the fraud with the SBA loans and things of that nature. They have just put a hold on. Um, yeah, they will not allow you to open up a business account with them. So
Yeah. Yeah, my bag didn't hit the kid, but I actually elbowed him in the forehead. I was at a house, and I know some of y'all in here, I'm 53, and I know many of you in here are 30 and younger. But one of the things I've learned is that people who 30 and younger, y'all don't have furniture in your house like us, like some of us old cats.
mhm.
And I go into these houses, and they're like, "Hey, they want me to just stand up at a kitchen counter." And I'm sitting here like, okay. And then out of nowhere, I didn't even know the dude had kids in the house. I go to turn around and get something out of my bag, and a little gopher kid get elbowed in the forehead. So what I'm saying is
We say Union Bank. What's the other bank that you have?
Atlantic Union.
He has a Atlantic Union. That's his second bank.
Yeah. So I got my consulting companies with Navy Federal. Atlantic Union is my notary. Now, real quick, the reason why I'm with two different banks, because Navy Federal is a little stuck up.
Right now.
Yeah. Back in 2015, 16, we had to file bankruptcy. And because of that, as Navy Federal put it, as a young lady told me, she said, you got alerts on your account. And she said it just like that. I tried to get a business account for my notary. She's like, nah, we can't help you because you got alerts on your account.
They gave me one.
They wouldn't give me one. But no, that was before the bankruptcy. It was before. Yours came before.
I got
they
mine
ain't
after.
like me. Well, somewhere along the line, they didn't like me no more. and they told me I had a bunch of daggone alerts, and they wouldn't give me an account. So I had to go to somewhere else. So I went to Atlantic Union, gave them $25.
Remember, I got mine in 2017. So yeah.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they didn't like me because I tried to get mine, and they was like, you got alerts on your account. I'm still mad about that. So I went with them and everything. So poo on Navy Federal.
That's what we both have an account there. They just they just really up and down.
They stuck up.
Yeah, they're really up and down, and like right now
they snooty.
Right, yeah, they are very snooty right now, and it is. Somebody said it might be a regional thing, but I will say this, and Griff made sure that when I went in there, that I had all of my ducks in a row. Because if you do, you can, because the process can be, if you show up at the bank before you have your EIN, before you have your business license, and all of those things. Yeah, you said, oh, well, Navy Fed has been good to me too.
I mean, overall, they're good, but when I went to try to get another account with them,
and we have a personal account. He's had an account with Navy Fed since he was 15. So he just being salty.
Yeah, I am.
He's just being salty.
Yeah. Yeah, and you're right. Somebody said some banks don't do e-checks. Well, see, that's why I like Atlantic Union. I can do an e-check with them, and as long as it goes in before 7 p.m., it gets credited the same day. You don't, if with Navy Federal, if it ain't in their account, if you haven't sent it to them by 2 o'clock in the afternoon, you might not see it until like next month or something,
Yeah, it's a lot of what you said, that Darkness Falls 29, a new teller at credit union called the manager on me because I presented an e-check. Yeah, it's a lot of different things that is happening and going on at these different credit unions, the banks, especially now because of COVID. You said you work at Navy Federal. Y'all work at Navy Federal.
Yeah, me and you gonna have to have a talk there. All right, let me show y'all something.
Chartway is still around.
Yeah.
They're across the street from Navy Federal. Now actually they're on the same side of the street as Navy Federal.
With Deluxe, the check comes like this. You print the check off like this. What I tell people, when you get your first e-check or your first couple, keep the bottom sheet with you. And I actually didn't even cut it. I kept it all together and I cut it in front of them so that they can see, because they got information on here. And it even says questions about e-check, call this here number. You know, so does your financial institution have questions about it? And it has all the information about it. It has a phone number. So when I first started, I took this in there and I didn't even start doing the mobile deposits until I knew that they would accept it across the counter. Once they accept it across the counter or now through the drive-through, then I was like, okay, so now I just take it up there and I haven't had any problems. I do all the e-check stuff.
They still pay me, so I love them.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody loves who's paying them right now, because there's a lot of people that is not, they hurting right now. So
And I
hear
love the
you.
signing services because the signing services are paying me. They are paying me. Yeah, I got you, Mark. I got you. Thank you. Thank you. I saw that, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Oh, who do you get the Sheila Jeep from? Amazon.
Yeah, I get all my stuff from Amazon. Bring this.
I've seen.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
But yeah, to start the business is simple. The main thing is, get with your accountant. Many of you already know, get the Notary Assist or the Notary Gadget. I think both of them work pretty good. This here is the one we get. Hopefully that's showing up good. Might not be, a little blurry, but this is the one we get. This is one of the best ones in the little gold thing.
Hold it, like, stop moving it. There you go. Don't stop moving it.
So that's the one we get on Amazon. But it lasts a good little while. The stuff is real thick.
Yeah, it's thick. It's tar.
Yeah, you have to get the scoop. Yeah, it's like a tar, and all you need is a little touch of it. Throw it in some hot water, and it does give you energy.
I drink it straight, no chaser.
Yep. Yeah.
No honey, no sugar, no nothing.
Yeah. So but I'm very excited for all of y'all, because I'm telling you, y'all start making the money, y'all gonna realize, I know that a portion of y'all are gonna be able to go direct and you're gonna make the money you need. Some of y'all are gonna just be straight signing services, and then others are going to be a hybrid of both signing services and direct. And you have to be willing, and it's just a basic business principle, you have to be willing to.
It kind of tastes like black coffee.
Yeah, black coffee. Yeah, you got to be willing to adjust your business and diversify. And I don't know how many of y'all feel this is one. This person who I'm about to mention is my favorite business mogul, and that's Master P. If you ever look at his story and understand where he came from, how he started out the trunk of his car selling CDs, video games, all of that kind of stuff, and he self-promoted. I'm not saying Jay-Z. Yeah, Jay-Z got his thing going on, but when you look at Master P and how he did his stuff,
he's independent.
I mean, he is truly independent, and that is what motivates me. And a lot of people now are trying to do that in the music industry, but across the board. So, and I even have to give credit, a little bit of credit to 50 Cent, with this, a lot of the stuff he's doing. He's trying to do the same thing. But the one who I like the most is Master P, because he has done stuff that a lot of these guys only barely dreamed about. And I'm not even dreamed about, but barely dreamed about. And he went out there and did it. And I listened to his story. He had like a 4-part series on BET, and I looked at it and I'm like, and that just motivated me. So even with my notary business, I've diversified. Like I said, I'm doing the notary, I'm E-notary, I do the general notary work, I do the house inspection stuff, And now I just got connected because I'm an e-notary to do online depositions. So there's a company out of Germany who is putting together a platform to record online depositions, and they need notaries to do the swearing in. And somehow or another, they found me on LinkedIn, which I don't even, I think I have a basic profile on LinkedIn, and they contacted me. I thought it was a joke because nobody had ever contacted me about notary stuff on my LinkedIn profile. I said, well, if you basically, I was like, okay, if they for real, I said, contact me at my other notary account, my email. They did. And I've had several conversations with them. I've been helping them write together, they put together their policies and everything. And come January, I think the 20th is when I'll be doing my first deposition with them.
She's doing house inspection.
Yeah, the house inspections.
And Danielle Williams, she's going to start her notary training next week. Congratulations on starting your notary training next week.
And if y'all email that lady there, Kiki Bear, she works with Groundworks Inspections, and let her know that you're interested. She'll tell you whether or not they're taking on new people in your area. But and the note and the deposition thing is paying $25 to $50 an hour just to sit there. Now you say, well, man, that's you can make more money doing the notary stuff, but it's about diversification. It's all about diversification. If it's raining and storming outside and I don't feel like going out, or I just need to stay home or just want to rest, and they got a deposition, I can do the deposition. I can sit there and make a couple of $100 toward the deposition. And see, one of the things is, and this is this is what I've learned looking at Robert Kiyosaki, Tony Robbins, and all the rest of those millionaires and what they teach. Diversification, and finding ways to bring in money. So when my goal is to bring in $8,000 a month for my household, I would love to do it all just through notary, but I understand there's going to be some up months, some down months. So I got my house inspections, I got this, I got the IT consulting. So at the end of the day, as long as I bring in the dollars that I need, it doesn't have to be. But I do understand that many of you, the notary is where it's at. That's your main line. That's what you have. And that's why I'm encouraging y'all to go ahead on and step out there. And it can be.
They said they need to talk to you about making some vitamins. You have a vitamin video, don't you?
Yeah, there's a video in my thing about the vitamins. Yeah.
It's on this channel?
Yeah, it's on this channel. I left it up there.
Yeah,
but yeah, contact me.
He has an actual video of him making his own
vitamins,
his own supplements.
Yeah, who was that? Okay. Yeah, so yeah.
She said, please swing by the Black Notary Network page.
Yeah, I've been meaning to do that, and I keep forgetting. Yeah. Thank y'all. Thank you. There. Yeah, that's on. I think that's on Facebook. Yeah, that's on Facebook.
Yes.
But
thank you for sharing.
Yeah, Justice. Appreciate that. Okay, cool. But I mean, it's time for y'all. I'm telling y'all, they need notaries. They need good notaries. Oh, here's a couple of things to help y'all to really understand. Once y'all get started, if you get stuck when you're at the signing table, whatever the instructions they gave you, follow them. They may say, if you get stuck, call this person, call that person, email this person, whatever, do so. And understand that, yes, the signing company might have you sitting there for another 30 minutes before they get back to you. But what I've learned is if you follow their directions and you put forth every effort to follow their directions, it's hard for them to sit there and blame you or to get on you because something didn't go right. If things don't go right, you inform them, you let them know in your closeout report, say, hey, yeah, this went down, that. If you had a problem with, let's just say you went to the signing and as a young lady and the guy was pushing up on you, let them know. Let them know that, hey, Mr. Johnson was, sitting up there, started showing his chest hairs. Let them know. You know, suit. You know what I'm saying? You let them know. Same thing if it's one. Let them know so that they'll be aware. That way you're covered, because if you don't, somebody will come back and say, well, you did or you said, whatever the case may be.
Ay, ay, ay.
You know, you let them know, inform them. That's right. Mr. Johnson came back with that cat suit on. Yeah, Miss Johnson came back looking like Eartha Kitt. You know.
He said, I'm certified E-notary in North Carolina, but the platforms are expensive to be on. Any recommendations?
If you want to just make some quick money, Notarize. Notarize, sign up with them. They start off paying you like $5, but then they move you up the more you do. I think once you hit 50 closings with them or 50 things with them, they'll bump you up. So Notarize is a quick way. I know I've heard of some people making about $3,000 a month just doing Notarize. I'm signed up with them. I have not had the time to do a single solid thing. Now, what's cool about Notarize is this. If you're signed up with Notarize, you can do notary stuff for them 24 hours a day. So whether it's in the morning, the evening, you can hop online at any point in time, and there's probably are orders that you can just grab and do. And most orders take about 5 to 10 minutes to do. And I just haven't done them because every time I try to do it, an order come in and I just go on and do that. But I signed up in preparation for going full time. I said I want to have something on the side because I used to do Grubhub, Postmates, Instacart, Shipt, Amazon Flex, you name it, I was doing it. If it could be done, I was doing it. And since I've been doing a notary, making enough money with that, I haven't done any of them. So a lot of them have deactivated me. So I was like, you know, I need to find another backup. And my backup is the Notarize. And like I said, I just haven't done it yet.
Is Notarize good for newbies?
Yeah, because their stuff is real straightforward. They give you a script to follow. So it's very, very, and see, to be honest, I tend to like the free flow. And I'll be honest with y'all, I'm a little nervous about Notarize because I'm not good at following scripts. I really am not good at following scripts. Now I do have to figure, yes, what she's
Scripts.
Strips. Yeah.
Scripts.
Strips. Yeah. I ain't good at finding strips.
No strips.
Yeah.
Scripts.
But with the
you need to be NNA certified with Notarize.
Nope. No, you don't. Yeah, nope. You don't need to be NNA certified with them. You just have to have your notary and e-notary stuff, and you're off and running. And I think Notarize is moving into mortgages. They gave me some emails about that, so I got to get on there this week and check that out.
Can we go over the steps to become an e-notary?
Really, that's based on your state. To be an e-notary is just basically checking back with your state and doing their application process. For Virginia, it was just applying for the e-notary and then getting the digital certificate. And like I said, I got mine through IdenTrust. And then you have to submit a digitally signed document to them, and you got to get your seal digitized. So you can go to a company called Acorn, ACORN, Acorn. Acorn does digital seals. I think, yeah, Acorn.
How long did it take you to get your stamp?
I got my stamp through Amazon, and I would say probably about just a little more than a week.
Oh, Justice, I am originally from Queens, New York, raised in Philadelphia. Broughton-Alney, B&O, West Oak Lane, North Philly.
See, that's my gangster girl. I met her. She was up there stacking. I was like, what? She looked down like, okay. That's why I'm always in plaid and stuff. I had the button up. What up, SA? Mm-hmm. That's right. I'm in my neutral colors. I ain't blue, I ain't red. Yeah, so it's called Acorn Sales. Let me put that in here for y'all. They do the digitized stamps. There's other ones. If you do a digitized stamp, they give you an opportunity to preview it. You have to pay like a $15 fee for them to give you a chance to preview it and pay that fee, because had I not, I would have messed up. I actually put something in there wrong. I can't remember what it was, but I actually typed something in there wrong, and they sent me a preview for me to review before they sent it, and I caught it. And then they went and fixed it, and then they sent it back, and I was like, yep, it's good. So they give you like one free review of that. Oh, I didn't know how many states Notarize was in. So they're only in 4: Florida, Texas. Oh, okay.
Thank you, IT guy.
Yeah, I didn't realize that. Thank you there, Angela Saunders. Yeah. Oh, you grew up in Queens. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Jamaica Avenue.
I'm from Jacksonville, Florida. we a little gangster down there sometimes.
Yeah.
But I think y'all are ready. Honestly, many of you, I know y'all a little nervous, a little apprehensive.
As a sole proprietor or LLC, we're both LLCs.
Yeah, both LLCs. Yeah. Yeah. Look, the moment I decided to be a notary and I was going to do this as a business, I went ahead on and got my LLC, because one of the things I did not want to happen was I'm working as a sole proprietor, and then all of a sudden things are flowing, and I'm like, oh man, I need to be an LLC, and then I got to try to rush and switch over. I want to just go ahead on and get it done up front. I just said, let me just go on and get it done.
It's in Colorado where the real thugs are at.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Shoot. But no, I think y'all gonna do fine.
Duval.
Okay, there you go. That's what I'm talking about. Duval County. That's
Reval
right.
High School.
Yep, I went to Reval. I hope she I hope she didn't go to Range. If you went to Range, you're gonna have to get kicked out, because you can't be,
No, you can still get an LLC if you got a EIN. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, if you got the EIN, just make sure you check with your state to verify whether that name is already taken. If that name has not been taken, then you should be good to go. But do not walk into a bank trying to get a business bank account unless you have your corporation paperwork, EIN, and city business license.
So what are the advantages of an LLC? It separates you from, a lot of it is to separate
your personal finances.
Your personal finances from your business finances.
Yeah.
And when people start looking at you as a business, they tend to look at people that are set up as LLCs as, for whatever reason, they look at you as you're taking your business more seriously than when you're just a sole proprietor. Some people, because they maybe are limited in funds when they first start a business, they may have to start out as an LLC and then switch over. Start out as a sole proprietor and then switch over. But it's to separate your business finances from your personal finances. Keep people from suing you personally.
Mm-hmm.
Personally. And remember, I don't know if anybody realized this, but when you get an EIN number, you only get one for life. And when they give you the piece of paper, when it's sent to you in the mail with your EIN number, they only give it to you one time.
Yeah.
So don't lose that, because they don't have record of what your EIN number is. So please don't lose the paper that comes with your EIN number that comes from the IRS. They only give you one, and they only give you one for life. So make sure that you have a copy of your EIN number with your important documents that you have, and make sure that you do not lose it, because they will not give you, they don't have, record. I know it sounds crazy, but the IRS does not keep records of your EIN number. And when you start doing things uh, with your business, that's the first thing that they start asking you for is your EIN number. Your EIN number. It's like when you're doing things personally for yourself, they ask you for your social. Your EIN is like your social,
Right.
but for your business.
Yeah. And like she said, in one regard, they do have it, but they just don't disclose it. And the reason why they don't disclose it is because they don't have a way over the phone to verify that you are who you say you are.
Right.
They don't want to give your EIN number to somebody who's pretending to be you, and then they wind up doing stuff in your business name. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. My EIN paperwork is somewhere. I know what my EIN is. I just don't know where the original paperwork is.
I keep all my paperwork together. All of my paperwork that I have pertaining to my business is all together. My city license, business license, cosmetology license, instructor's license, salon license, my school license, all of those things are together. My EIN number, my articles of incorporation, all of those things. And this all comes in handy too. If I know for me, I applied for grants. I was able to get grants this year. I was able to get $10,000, just a little over $10,000 in grants for my school. And so I had to have all of that paperwork, the EIN numbers, and be able to fill out W-9 forms and things of that nature. So it's very important that all of the paperwork that you get for your business, that you keep it together. I have mine all in it's in one big binder folder. And whenever I need to, pull out that paperwork to fill out forms, to fill out applications, I can go right to it, put my hands on it, get the numbers that I need to get, and be able to give the information to the, whatever company and is asking for the information.
And see, having a business, there's some perks that you get, because like I have a business account with Amazon, and I actually have a 30-day invoice where I can buy anything off of Amazon, and I got 30 days to pay it back. She said she was born in Philly. She from Philly. Somebody raised on Richard Allen, PJs. Yeah. So yeah, the business, you get a lot of different tax write-offs. The 1099 sole proprietor, you have to just, there's certain things you don't get that, but I like the business aspect. It makes people respect you. Well, it's up, they don't respect you, but it just legitimizes you a little bit more, because just being honest, some people, they look at me as a black man and they just think, oh, you just a notary. And I tell them that I'm running a business, and they're like, oh. And I'll be honest, like that's, just straight man talk, man to man talk. Some of you fellas, y'all gonna find out some guys will look at you, will look down on you, because especially once you hit like, 45, 50, like, oh, you're a notary. And I've had to sit there and, and tell them, say, this is how much money I make as a notary. And they're like, oh, so you do make money as a notary, because they thinking, oh, you just getting $5 for this. And I tell them, and I've had to sit there and literally tell them, this is how much money I make, because
So how do you get a business account with Amazon?
Once you set up, you register and get an account with your business email, and that's very important. If you notice, everything I'm doing is at griffin-notary.com. If you sit up here saying, Earl Jones Notary at gmail.com, they're like, nah, you need to have a at. And since I'm a webmaster, and somebody did contact me about helping them with a website, I gotta remember who that was and find out where that email or text message came from. But that's one of the things that I did was you set yourself up, because when you in Virginia Beach, if you sign up for
That's good. Miranda Belthrop said her husband is 57 and waiting on his commission. He has been watching your lives. Thank you so much for watching.
Yeah. So what was I just saying? I forgot.
I don't know. He didn't forget. He's falling asleep during the
I ain't
lives,
falling
y'all. Party people. He falling asleep during the lives. He
I ain't
falling
fall
asleep during the lives.
I ain't fall asleep.
He falling asleep
I ain't
during the
fall
lives.
asleep. But Tanya Blunt grandma's from Jacksonville. Cool. Yeah, but having an LLC is the way to go. Oh, the Amazon. Yeah. Yeah, the Amazon account. Yeah, have your you got to have, they want you to have a at your business name thing, because in Virginia Beach, the first thing at the top of the Virginia Beach business application is, what's your website address? So they want you to know your website address. They want to know because you're legit. They feel you're more legit when you have a at your business name email account rather than Gmail. And I know a lot of people have that, and I see a lot of people they actually have a business, and they have the business website, but the email is at Yahoo or at Gmail
or Hotmail,
you know, all of that, you know, hitting the club tonight at gmail.com. And it's like, okay, you can't be having that on your business card, player from the Himalaya at yahoo.com. Okay, you can't be doing that. Okay, you can't be doing that.
And check your
all right, TXB for you, night lady.
Yeah, you was going to sleep.
Me? Oh,
you were going to sleep in the middle of your conversation. But you can't. Check your social media. Check your social media pages.
Yeah.
Check your social media page. See, he knows I have very little social media. I don't even have a Facebook. I have very little social media. But that is a big one. If you got to clean up your social media page, and look at what your email says. Like he said, I'm very fortunate because he's my technical administrator, because I do my cosmetology school went online, because of COVID. So we had to go through, I have a Google Classroom, I have Schoology, I have all of those things. So I'm online, and we had to make sure that everything was, on the up and up, because you do want people to respect what you do. You want people to respect your business. So it starts with your email. It starts with your social media platforms. We don't need to know what you do on the weekend on your business Facebook. We don't need to know that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's really important for you to have a business email that's connected to your business. I have a regular email. I have two separate YouTube channels, two totally different content, but Sharpen Your Skills SYS is my business email. It has everything to do about my school, my salon, things of that nature. But it has none of my personal stuff is on there.
Yeah.
Is on that YouTube channel. And so you got to learn how to separate, what you're doing when it comes to business, so that people don't get it twisted and don't get it confused, and know what message, because you're sending a message every time. You're sending a message through your email, you're sending a message through your social media pages. You're sending a message every time. You're saying something about your business, and you're the walking advertisement, whether it's online or whether it's in person. So always keep that in mind when you're going through the different steps and levels of putting your business together.
Yeah, sign, stamp, throw a treat. Yeah, that throwing a treat thing to the dog. Yeah, yeah. And I ain't sleep, y'all. I ain't sleep. Cause I'll be up later than her.
Oh yeah.
hmm Yeah, it's about time for me to tuck her in anyway. Every night I gotta tuck her in and everything. She can't go to sleep until I tuck her in and get her all nice and tucked in and everything. So, mm-mm-mm. Yeah, you can email them. What I typically do is just say, about emailing them, just say, hey, I'm, just like to request information or guidance on how to sign up to be an active notary with your company. Give them a little history about who you are. This is I've been doing it for this amount of time. Of course, you can link them to your NNA profile or SnapDocs profile. That's why I say it's important to have your profile set up to where you can just link them to that, and if they take the time out and they click on and say, oh, okay. You can also give them a little synopsis like, I applied for Amrock a while back and they just sort of poo-pooed on me. They're like, nah, we don't need you. And so I just recently reached back out to them and just told them, say, hey, I'm notary. I've been doing it for this amount of time. I got 800 and some closings under my belt and was interested in being, a part of your notary network. If I hear from them, cool. If I don't, I'm going to follow back up. But and the weird thing about the NNA profile is that it's the format and it just runs all together. The signing order, what's that? Signature closes, they don't give you enough to put in yours. CX choice, theirs is pretty, give you enough. SnapDocs, you got plenty of space to put it in there. And if you look at mine, you see I got some everything. I got the companies that I work for. Now, this is what I did also. This is for you newbies. When I first started, the moment I had 5 closings under my belt, I put it in my profile. Made a section in there and said completed 5 closings. And then I put the companies that I did them for so they can see which companies I've been working with. And then as I got more companies under there, I mean, right now I got probably maybe 30 that I got listed just to show them the wide variety that I've worked for. Here's my thought behind that. Let's say, like, case in point, Armor Settlement was the one that gave me my first shot. The lady that worked with Armor Settlement moved over to Global Agents. So let's just say there's another person at Armor Settlement I've been working with, and they decide to go over to another company and they realize, oh, he's worked for that company too. So if they go over there, they may look for me specifically. So like when Allison went over to Global Agents and I saw the thing, I said, I haven't seen Global Agents before. And I said, okay, I'm gonna give them a shot. And it was a order that she had put out. I got it. And she gives it to me every single time. If I ask, if I say I'm available, and one time I said I wasn't available, she asked the signer, hey, would you mind changing your closing date from this day to that? Because the notary that I want to use isn't available. And he said, okay, fine. And that's what happened. So
how can newbies get loan signing? And as far as my cosmetology school, since it's online, each cosmetology school is licensed for the particular state that it's in. So we can only teach people who are trying to get licensed in the state of Virginia.
to
Yeah.
get signings, you have to sign up with the signing services. That would be primarily start off with SnapDocs, go to Notary Resume, go to notaryresume.com, which is feeds into signing order. But here's the thing. A lot of companies actually, as soon as you get your um, commission and get everything straight with the NNA, they actually pull from that into their database. So they know you got your commission. That's why some of y'all, as soon as y'all got passed your NNA test and got your certification, you started getting emails or text messages from coast to coast. And coast to coast is like, hey, here's this $30 order. You want it? And then the bad part is they send it to you. Then you say, yeah, I'll do it. And then you'll never hear nothing back from them. But you just keep doing it. Notary Go. Yeah, Notary Go. I'm not going to say on record how I feel about Notary Go.
But Notary Go is like the ones that people get first. It's like, just go ahead and take 5 or 6 of them from Notary Go so you could get some under your belt. And just know that you won't be with Notary Go for long.
Yeah, Notary Go. I did them. I didn't have any. At first, I didn't have problems with them. Down the road, it was like, okay, y'all. I mean, it was a little annoying, just constantly like, trying to hurry up and get you to say that you're done. And then Notary Go so old fashioned, you literally had to fax them, not scan back, but fax them the stuff back, So Notary Go is a good place to start. Notary Go, coast to coast, sunshine. You see something from any of them, especially if it's a what is that? Loan application, take it. 123 Notary. I'm a little bit opposed to trying to pay for certain directories.
Notary low.
Yeah, they low. It's also about whether or not, again, those people who use Notary 123 Notary, do they do orders in your area? Because I hear a lot of positive stuff about Notary Cafe. I paid the $27 to be on Notary Cafe for this year or for the next 12 months. I haven't heard a peep from them.
We're in the state of Virginia.
Yeah, we're in Virginia, Hampton Roads area. So there was a company that I did sign up for, and I paid $39 and never heard anything from them. There was one that was free that I signed up called Prestige Notary. Prestige Notary, actually, when I contacted them, they told me, oh, yeah, about it. I said, well, how come I haven't heard from y'all? They said, oh, we really don't do anything in your area. And then I was like, okay. And then they said, we pretty much do stuff maybe in Williamsburg. And I like, I ain't driving way up to Williamsburg. That's like, what, 2 hours to Williamsburg, hour and a half?
About an hour and a half.
Yeah. So it all depends on where, I tried it. Now I will say Notary Rotary. I have gotten a few from them. Maybe 2 or 3, but I'm primarily getting stuff from Signature Closers, SnapDocs, Signing Order, app called Signing Solutions.
I did. I lost my balance
because she's sleepy. She's sleepy.
You the one sleepy.
I ain't sleeping. I don't go to sleep until I lay down flat, and I ain't laid down yet, so I ain't sleep. Yeah, signing order boost you pay for. That's the only thing. Yeah, I will. Yeah, to me that works. That signing order boost that does work. That does work. And it is hard to get accepted with signature closers.
USA signing agent been blowing up her email, or him. Excuse me, Roderick Sanders.
Yeah, USA signing. I remember them. Yeah.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
And Solidify is good. I started they was hard to get into, but a friend of mine named Tasha, she had a connection, so she got me in with Solidify, got me sort of pushed up to the front of the line. And I think with Solidify, if you have at least a year or 2 under your belt, you good. So I got Solidify, I got BankServe.
How long does it take to complete the NNA program?
It's pretty much at your speed. I mean, the basic to get the certification. Once you go through everything, let's just say from start to finish, sign up, get your background check, all of that. If everything rolls, and then you get your access to your test, 2 weeks. Now, if you're talking about the different courses they have on there, that varies. That actually varies based off of how you plan on doing. Um, oh, USA.
You got tired.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I'm thinking signing services of America. Yeah, that USA signing
Yeah,
thing.
equals spam.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for saying that. USA signing agent. That one, I think it's like a bluish color. Whatever. Yeah. No. Ignore them. You just ignore them enough, they'll leave you alone. Because again, that's when I started realizing that those companies, they don't always have or don't always do business in your area. So yeah. And Bill Soroka, who's my mentor with Notary Coach, he said because people asked about him, they ain't gonna tuck me in.
I'm gonna give you that burp pat. Like we used to do our sons and get that burp pat.
Yeah, he said that those things don't pay for them. So yeah, those things that ask for pay, trust me, they say, yeah, people are notaries in your area are getting orders left and right. Nah, they lying. Ain't nobody getting nothing from them. Yeah, my bad. I was thinking it was Signing Services of America when I saw the USA signers. Yeah, Signing Services of America is through signing order. But yeah, that's what you need to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, FedEx. Yeah. So yeah. Well, I think that is it. I was supposed to only been on here an hour,
Like I made you
but
be on here longer.
she kept me here for a lot longer and everything because she wanted to stay up until I could tuck her in. So
I get in the bed. I get in the bed by myself.
mm, yeah, so I do appreciate y'all. I am going to be working on some other videos. I just honestly, I would just the last couple of days, I've been trying to hit 8 grand solid from the notary. I think I'm at about 78, 79 closings for the month. So I was just sort of pushing myself and everything. So I may be at 80. But again, the Pablo interview that Mark Wills did, what he talked about working for the signing companies, averaging $100 a signing, that is nothing to sneeze at. Just like he said, build the relationships, do good work, and you'll be fine. As I know y'all saw the book, this here is a game changer. This is the book.
That is a really, really good
This
book.
is the book.
I read it 3 times. We were we used it for mental coach training when my son was doing gymnastics competitions, and it's a really, really good book. Brian Tracy, no excuses. The Atomic Habits book by what's his name, James Clear.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very good. Um, Excellent. You don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Excellent, excellent book. Um, Take the time out to read it. He has a lot of good videos talking about his book on YouTube, on London Real. Um, I've used it as part of my instructor course to teach leadership to my cosmetology student instructors. Excellent book. Those of you who are goal oriented, which we all should be, but you seem like you can't ever reach your goals, well, think about your atomic habits. The little things that you do every day, they matter. They
Mm-hmm.
mean a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. So I would say, like you hear notaries talk about, you got to make $200 in order and all of that. I made $1,000 and in 35 minutes and all of that. You want to build consistency. You want to build stability because when and if this market changes, You want to have some good, solid relationships so people still contact you. And you got to be a good notary first. You got to be a good notary, which leads into you being a good loan signing agent and stability. And don't be afraid to diversify. Do not run away from general notary work. I'm going to tell you, if you have the right personality, when you're sitting there in front of that signer, they will ask you for your business card. So you got to have that. And they'll say, okay, do you do other notary work? And you should not say no. Please, if I know you, majority of you have hopped in here because of the loan signing part, and that's what you, because you never want to probably even thought about being a notary, and you were like, oh, I can make money doing the loan. And somebody said, hey, do you notarize other stuff?
Mm-hmm.
The answer is yes, because you can as a notary. And then you just go and find out. Don't be afraid of that, because I got a lady now that I did today. She's like, hey, I got some real estate property down in the Philippines. Can you do stuff if I do a power of attorney? Can you help me with that? So I'm going to research that for her. The people I did today, they were like, yeah, we looking at buying some rental properties, and we like for you to be our notary for that.
That's awesome, Granny Mom. Thank you for watching. We
Yeah, thank
appreciate
you.
you.
So what I'm saying is, and I believe from the people that I've met, and just from the comments and the way y'all have carried yourselves, I believe that when y'all get in front of these signers, they're going to be like, hey, I can work with this person, and they're going to want to connect with you for other stuff. And then as an e-notary, and that's one of the things I push, I give them my card at the end, and I say, hey, if you ever need, I said, with this COVID, if this COVID starts kicking in even worse, and you need anything notarized, as a Virginia e-notary, I can notarize documents and other important papers for people in all 50 states, because they're going to be advanced directives that need to be done, power of attorneys, all of that. And if you cannot get in front of a notary, then e-notary is the way to go.
The live will be saved to the YouTube channel.
Yep, it's going to be up there.
It's going to be up there.
Once they finish processing and doing all that stuff.
It'll be up there.
Yeah.
Eventually, when they finish, getting out the little rocks and the pebbles and whatever they do sometimes on YouTube.
And one last thing, for as a marketing thing, my wife was just telling me that at Navy Federal, they have a 10-minute limit on face-to-face contact with customers. You say, what's the big deal about that? The big deal is some notary actions take more than 10 minutes. So you may be able to market yourself to your local bank and to some of these credit unions and say, hey, I just want to give you all my cards. If you come across somebody who needs something notarized, and it's going to take longer than 10 minutes, if they have that in place, you can send them to me. Or would you mind sending them to me so I can accommodate your customer for you? And the way you communicate it is that, not say, so I can have me some business. You say, so I can accommodate your customer. So what you're doing is letting them know, I'm here to assist you in accommodating your customer. And if you tell them that, they're like, oh, okay, you're looking out for us. Yeah, you're trying to make money, but you got to open your mouth and say, I'm here to accommodate your customers, to help you out if your customers need to. An idea that I actually thought of, I just haven't done it, is possibly get you some signs and put signs up near those banks and say, that you need, if documents notarized, if you need a notary, contact this number. And if they go in there to get something notarized and the bank is like, hey, I can't get it right now, we're not going to do that, and they come outside and see your sign saying, hey, Earl Jones Notary Service is available for you 24 hours a day, that could be an avenue for you. So that's one thing that you can also look at doing. And lastly, another thing you can do, which I know I said lastly before, but this is lastly now, is the nursing homes and hospice cares. And also, if you know somebody who works in ICUs and other critical areas of the hospital, give those nurses your cards and say, hey, if you ever come across somebody while you're on shift that need a notary, touch bases with the chaplain at the hospital. Almost every hospital has a chaplain, and let them know, say, hey, I'm available if you have people that need need any kind of notarizations.
Yeah, Miranda said she's got a Navy Federal, got to connect for Navy Federal. She's going to email you.
Okay, well, look, I got this special back alley for all Navy Federal folk. So you just tell them to meet me at the back alley on 3rd and get your butt whipped for not giving me an account. And I have a little talk with
He
them.
has an account. That's the thing.
I want another account.
He has two.
They tripping.
He has a private and he has a personal and a business one.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not for notary.
Mm-hmm.
Ay, ay, ay.
All right, party people. I'm gonna bounce on out of here because I got 3 sets of documents I gotta get together for tomorrow and all of that kind of stuff. I can get my gangster off of me since she getting ready to go to bed now. She be up there stacking and all that. Oh.
I'm keeping my thug tucked in.
Mm-hmm.
Ay, ay, ay.
Okay. Other than that, that's it, party people. Thank y'all for everything. Appreciate you coming on. Y'all have a good one. Y'all got my email if y'all need help, anything. I'm gonna do everything I can for you. All right, y'all be easy. Peace.
All right. Bye.